Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the channel, guys. Another champion guide on the way for you all today. We have Siegehulk. First off, guys, I want to thank you. We hit, well, can you see it? There it is. We hit 15,000 subscribers on the channel. Thank you for helping make this project a success. I'm having a real lot of fun doing all these champion guides. So today we have Siegehulk, who is a self-buffer, a debuffer, two of the most quintessential debuffs in his kit, and a damage dealer. So it's a trifecta, a 3-in-1 on the big fella. Man, he's taking up the entire screen here. He has this, I don't know, a kilt of some sort on. He's got the big, I mean, he's massive. This dude is just massive. You can barely even see his weapon. I mean, is that like a crossbow, an X-bow? What is that, a ballista? Is that a ballista? Let me see. Yeah, I would say it's a ballista. I would say that's accurate, right? Close enough, right? Anyway, he's got a ballista on his back. Let's see what he does, right? On his A1 battering ram. Attacks one enemy, decrease the target's turn meter by 15% if the target's under a decreased defense or a decreased speed. I love that because, you know, they're probably always going to be under those debuffs, at least most of the time, because he's bringing both of them in his own kit. So we get a little turn meter control on the A1. On the A2, Thrashing Fit. Plays an increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns and then attacks all enemies. Has a 100% chance of placing a decreased defense. Well, obviously we love to see the self-buffing happen before the AoE attacks, and then the decreased defense is placed. In a perfect world, we'd have the decreased defense first and then attack all enemies at the end, but beggars can't be choosers. At least, like I mentioned earlier, he's bringing increased attack, and look at this, increased crit rate and increased crit damage. So he's bringing really the trifecta of big buffs to the table as well. On the A3, Siegebreaker, if you book him out, it's a 3-turn cooldown. I do suggest booking this champion as long as you're sure you're going to use him somewhere, right? As a debuffer slash damage dealer. Me personally, I use him in several areas of the game, including Faction Wars, just to speed up my runs, and a bunch of Doom Tower secret rooms that are epic only because, again, he's really a class act when it comes to damage dealers. We'll see that in today's video. So the A3, Siegebreaker. Increased crit rate, increased crit damage on the champion for 2 turns, then attacks one enemy. 100% chance of placing a decreased speed on the target for 2 turns. Decreased speed for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown and 100% land rate when booked is really, really solid. So again, kind of to go over the kit one last time, we got increased crit damage, increased crit rate, increased attack on himself, decreased defense, decreased speed, and some turn meter control. So he's bringing a lot to the table. Now he's very squishy for a big fella. 15k HP, okay, but 760 on the defense. Good God, Siegehulk. I mean, you gotta keep him alive. First things first, no, there's no lore. There's no lore for anybody anymore, man. But anyway, we gotta keep Siegehulk alive. I would love to see some Siegehulk in Call of the Arbiter. I think that'd be pretty cool if my man got a feature in there, right? There's just monster of a champion. Anyway, I don't know what his story would be, but it'd be cool nonetheless. Okay, so that's his kit. He does have crit rate in Doom Tower battles by 24%. So, I mean, if you were gonna run him as an aura lead, and then take advantage of the increased crit rate, I mean, there's a case to be had that you can run this dude at like 50% crit rate, and he'll be close to 100 if you run him as an aura lead. I'm not going to min-max him in that way in today's video, but, you know, it bears mentioning. If you did want to kind of build a specific team around this champion for Doom Tower battles just to maximize DPS, you have that option. Me personally, I never use increased crit rate aura leads because who builds all these champions, or 4, whatever, 5 in this case, all purposely to have low crit rate only for one aura lead who's not going to be there in every area that you play those characters, right? So I don't use those auras anywhere, at all in the game. But anyway, I mentioned Doom Tower, I mentioned Faction Wars. I should mention really quickly Arena, right? If you're looking for an Arena debuffer who can nuke at the same time, well, look no further than Siegehulk. However, I will say that because he's so squishy and his base speed isn't anything to write home about either, it is 95, you're not going to see a lot of Siegehulk, you know, other than the kind of speed farming Great Hall teams, maybe up to like gold 1, 2, 3 in that area. But hey, he can definitely be serviceable and make your runs a lot faster if that's what you're working on in the arena. Speaking of arena, let me just go ahead. Actually, you know what? We'll go over to arena first. But I do want to show you the build on him first. That'd be a good idea. Now, this dude's build is probably not the most common, right? It's triple perception. I kind of want to make a point to you guys. This dude, you really need him to land the decreased defense and the decreased speed. We want to take advantage of that. So building him as an all-out nuker, even though he's a great nuker, you can do better. There's better epic nukers such as Magnar, such as Genbo. You know, like these champions will deal more raw damage than Siegehulk. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the full utility out of this champion. Thus, I am not ignoring accuracy. As a matter of fact, I'm prioritizing accuracy on this champion. So I only have so much. I mentioned this before, man. I only have so much Savage gear and Lethal gear on my account that I can't afford to run every single champion in Savage, right? As much as I farm Fire Knight, I just still don't have enough, or Dark Fae for that matter. But anyway, so I don't have him in Savage or Lethal. That would be the best, or at least the most popular set on this champion, is Savage in Perception or Lethal in Perception. We're leaving a little bit of damage off the table, but, you know, not the end of the world, right? Or leaving it on the table, leaving it on the table. We're taking everything else off the table. There we go. So here's the total stats here, guys. 100 crit capped, 220 on the crit damage, 372 on the accuracy, and we want him fast because we want him to go before all the other kind of nukers that I mentioned on our team. Whoever they may be, we want our debuffer obviously to go first. Now, the cool thing about this champion is, think about it this way. We get the 30% extra crit damage, and then we get the, which was going to stack onto our overall damage, right? As long as it's critical hit that you're landing, an increased crit damage buff is going to give you 30% overall extra damage. A lot of people are unclear on how crit damage works. It's not as easy or as hard or worse to say that now he suddenly has 250% crit damage. That's not how it works necessarily. It's not additive, is what the kids say. So we are getting, though, 50% increased attack. We're getting the extra crit damage as well. And as I mentioned, you can build him technically with around 70% crit rate and get away with it at least 2 out of every 3 turns, which again is an option, but I like him to always be landing that critical hit, with the exception of weak hits against Force Affinity. So we already talked about his skills. Blessings. We went Cruelty on this champion. I think Cruelty is just a tremendous, tremendous option. We talk about this all the time with damage dealers here on this channel in particular, but Cruelty, Phantom Touch, and Crushing Rend are the 3 blessings that I would take a look at for the majority of my damage dealers inside this game, or at least epic damage dealers, but even including a lot of legendaries as well. If we were going to add legendaries to the conversation, I would consider, you know, Soul Reap. I guess Soul Reap is the other way to go, or of course Brimstone. Anyway, guys, to the Masteries. Pretty simple mastery build on this champion. There's so many different ways to go. I went support tree, picked up the extra accuracy, pinpoint accuracy, charge focus, swarm smiter, came down, picked up evil eye, and we picked up master hexer. Keep in mind, there is no reason to pick up sniper on this champion. 100% on all of his debuffs, including the turn meter as well, which is nice. With crit rate, crit damage, we came down. It's kind of an arena nuker build, but it works very good against waves too. And as I mentioned, I do use him in Faction Wars and in Doom Tower. We went down and ended up with Helm Smasher, which I love. Helm Smasher, putting Helm Smasher mastery on champions who I'm not leaning on in boss battles, right? So champions that are just there as wave clears, or of course arena champions on my account. Rule of thumb: when you're attacking other champions, Helm Smasher is great. You're ignoring their defense. When you're attacking, especially in the arena where the defense is very, very high. When you're attacking bosses, definitely want to consider going War Master or Giant Slayer in most scenarios, or enemy max HP champions. Flawless Execution is an option as well. All right, guys, so let's see what we can do with Siegehulk, man. I'm going to start out, as I mentioned, in the arena. I don't even think I have a team like ready to go here. Let's see what we have. Oh, we're doing that team, huh? Let's just keep Kymar in the lead, and then let's go with Siegehulk, and then let's go Ferric in the Fat. Let's go Fat Man on there too, a little ally attack action. Why not, right? And then all we need is another, you know what? Let's go Skullcrown. There we go. Got a little ally, a little blender comp going on here. Siegehulk obviously does not. Let me show you his multipliers really quickly here. Thanks to hellhades.com. He has a 3.1 strong multiplier on the A1. Sign me up. A 3.5 on the A2 and a 5.7 multiplier on the A3. This dude can smack. All right, so here we go. We're going to go in with the ally attack. Who do we want to take out? Well, we're going to wake everybody up anyway. Let's go after SOD. We love you. We love you, Sil. Okay, we landed a couple stuns. That's nice. Here we go with the... Now, in a perfect world, I would have him a little bit faster than Fat Man. That way he could land the decreased defense before Fat Man goes with the ally attack. But I have Fat Man at like a close to a 300 speed, and I'm not anywhere close there. But I'm telling you, obviously, ideally, they'd be under decreased defense before our ally attack goes in. Anyway, guys, we're going to place the increased attack, and we're going to do a little bit of damage to everybody as well. Going to come in here on the A2 of Skull Crown, finish them off, and then let's take a look at this hard-hitting A3 ability right here. Granted, we're going against Magic Affinity, or excuse me, Force Affinity, but not too bad, not too bad. Let's go against another squad here. Let's keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I just want you guys to see the siege in action here, right? All right. So let's go again, ally attack. Yeah, let's just ally attack Sil again. I'm so sorry, Silverdrix. I love you. All right, here we go again, and boom. Nice damage, 20k or so damage, not too bad. Lay off my man Siegehulk. He's stunned. No. We don't want him stunned here. We don't want him stunned. All right, Skull Crown. Finish him off. Ally attack again? Sure. Okay. He's not going to get another turn. Let's just do one more turn here, guys. You know what? Let's try something crazy. So crazy. Let's go. One more turn. What is up with these? What is up with this? The delay on this. I collected these from my inbox like an hour ago. You guys noticing that? Am I the only one? What if we went with a debuffer before him just as a damage check, right? So who do I have fast as a debuffer? I think Lydia should be fast enough. Just as a damage check. Now let's run him as like a secondary nuker on this team, right? All right. Come in here. Now they're all debuffed. Now we can go in with, I'm tempted to go in with the A3. Yeah, let's just do it. Who's the tankiest here? Godseeker, I guess? Boom! Not too bad, not too bad. 56k or so, nice easy one shot. Let's just cycle back. I can't cycle back with poor Skull Crown. Nah, it's not going to be that impressive. Let's do one more, guys, and then we'll take him into PvE, which is really known for. I'm showing you all this PvP just because I like the arena, but truthfully, more known for a PvE damage dealer and debuffer. All right, guys, Faction Wars, Ogre and Tribe. Here we go. We have Bellower, Siegehulk, Biggin, Lorne the Cutter, and Grush the Mangler. Let's go ahead and see what this team can do. See what kind of damage we can do here. So we come right in there, Lorne the Cutter. We come in with the debuffs. Oh, setting up the Biggin really nicely. Biggin comes in there, lays the smackdown with that A2. Here he goes, Molten Slag as well. Biggin, my first legendary champion ever. 4 years ago, guys. Ah, the good old days. The good old days. All right. So here he goes. That's his, here comes his A3. Nothing too crazy there on that one, but again, we keep in mind we're attacking into Force Affinity there. Otherwise, it would have been much more impressive. All right, so here we go against the Red Boss. Cruelty's so good, obviously decreasing the target's defense over time for each hit over time. So good against bosses. So good against Clan Boss, Demon Lord, Hydra Clan Boss, you name it, right? All right, so this Red Boss does hit pretty hard, but I wouldn't say that Ogre and Tribe is one of the more challenging, Red Bosses or Faction Wars. What about you guys? I didn't have any issues with, but then again, Biggin was my first legendary, right? And my first epic pull ever, I remember that too. It was Skull Crusher. So, pretty nice luck there in the Ogre and Tribe for yours truly starting out this game. So now we finally have these debuffs applied. Lorne the Cutter is bringing the Leech, which is very helpful on this team as well, helping Grush with the healing. And then we go, you see how hard he's hitting there, guys? Do you see how hard those last few attacks were? Here he goes again. That is the, I noticed, was that the A2 or the A3? I didn't even notice. My bad. Either way, I think you're going to be very pleased with his damage here, guys. I bet he's only going to be outdamaged by Biggin. Siegehulk, 631, Biggin, almost 700,000, dude. That's a lot of damage considering we're bringing the debuffs as well to the table here. Very, very impressive, right? All right, let's go to... I got to show you a Doom Tower team. I just paired him with some of my favorite other epic champions for Secret Room Hard 1. Morag, Genbo, Hatatsu. I love this squad, man. And I love Skullcrown. I've been playing more and more Skullcrown. An OG champion, but I've been playing her a lot more lately in this stun set. She's just so good, man. I haven't had a guide out on her on this channel yet. I really ought to, but I featured her heavily now in this guide, as well as in the Fat Man guide, Ferric and the Fat, who we saw a little bit in today's video. All right, so Morag, I love too. I did a guide on her. You can't underrate that ally attack on Morag too. You know, it's only 2 allies, but sometimes 2 allies in areas like Fire Knight and stuff, like that is all you need, really, you know? So guys, there you have it. It is Siegehulk, the man, the myth, the legend. He's a great champion, guys. Just does a fantastic job, right? You got to keep him alive, though. I didn't show you the artifacts I have on him. Let me show you those before I let you guys go, because I do want to point out something really important there as well. So Hatatsu, Morag, Genbo, Siegehulk, Skullcrown. So Genbo's just an absolute insane animal, freak of nature, and he is in Savage Gear, so keep that in mind. So we didn't come close to his damage, but Genbo, I think, is the best attack-based damage dealer in the game. Epic. All right, so I wanted to point this out. We went triple perception, crit damage on the gauntlets, attack percentage on the chest, speed on the boots, but we went accuracy on the banner. If he's dying, you want to swap. Find your accuracy in perception gear or in substats, and you want to swap out for some HP or some defense, especially defense, because it scales really, really crummy on this champion. Crit damage on the amulet, and HP with more defense on the ring. Survivability is crucial to this champion, guys. I cannot stress this enough. He's no good to you if he's dead. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.